Imagine you are starting your day. You wake up, stretch, and as your feet hit the floor, you begin your daily routine. Have you ever thought about the small things that shape your everyday life? From the first sip of water to the decisions you make all day long, everything counts. But what if your daily routine could be more fulfilling? What if you could change just a few habits that could improve your life drastically? It's something worth considering because each day holds a new opportunity to make your life better. We all want a life filled with purpose, joy, and good health, but sometimes we get caught up in the grind, feeling stuck in the same routine, not knowing how to improve. But it doesn't have to be this way. Small, consistent actions can lead to big changes over time. And I want to help you make those changes. Whether it's your mindset, your fitness, or how you approach your relationships, it's all about making a little improvement every day. Now, before we dive deeper, here's a quick reminder. There are so many views on this channel, but only 0.2% of viewers subscribe. So please like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support means the world to us. Also, drop your thoughts in the comments. And as a simple act of positivity, comment Namo Buddha to stay energized and focused. The key to turning your routine into something extraordinary is awareness. If you take a moment each day to reflect on your actions, you will realize how much power you truly have. Whether it's a small step like choosing healthy food or something bigger like setting new goals, it all adds up. What are you going to choose today? You are on a journey, but the path isn't always clear. Every day brings its own set of challenges and joys, and through it all, we grow. But growth doesn't happen by accident. It's something we must actively seek, like a seed that needs the right environment to sprout. You've heard that life is a journey, but have you truly stopped to reflect on how you're traveling? We often look for quick fixes or shortcuts. We want the destination without considering the journey itself. But here's the thing. Life isn't about racing to the end. It's about the steps we take, the moments we experience, and how we embrace the process of becoming. The path is the purpose. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to forget the simple things. We're constantly distracted by work, by technology, by our own thoughts. We lose sight of what really matters. But what if we could slow down just for a moment? What if we could take a breath, and for that brief second, be completely present? Imagine how much more we would notice. The beauty of nature, the warmth of a loved one's smile, the small victories that often go unnoticed. Isn't the small things that life is truly lived? It's not the big, dramatic moments that define us. It's the quiet decisions we make every single day. What we choose to focus on, what we choose to care about. If we take a moment each day to stop, reflect, and appreciate the little things, we begin to see the world in a new light. Now, ask yourself, when was the last time you took a step back and asked, am I on the right path? Am I doing what truly matters to me? Often, we get so caught up in the routine of life that we forget to check in with ourselves. But it's important to pause, to reset, and to remember that the journey is just as important as the destination. The road to personal growth is never easy. It's full of bumps, twists, and turns. But that's where the beauty lies. Each obstacle is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to become stronger. It's not about avoiding the challenges. It's about how we face them. Do we run from them, or do we confront them head-on, with the understanding that every challenge has something valuable to teach us? Sometimes it feels like we are stuck, like we're going around in circles, not making any progress. But even in those moments, there is growth. Growth doesn't always look like forward movement. Sometimes, it's the quiet moments of reflection, the silent lessons that shape who we are becoming. And even if we can't see it in the moment, every step, every thought, and every action is part of the process of becoming who we are meant to be. One of the most powerful things you can do for yourself is to become aware of the thoughts you carry. Your thoughts shape your reality. If you constantly think negatively, your world will reflect that. But if you choose to focus on the positive, if you train your mind to look for the good, you will start to notice it more and more. The power of your thoughts is incredible. What you believe shapes who you become. But it's not just about thinking positively. It's about taking action in alignment with those thoughts. Positive thinking alone won't change your life. You need to take consistent action towards the life you want to create. And the best part? You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to know every step of the journey. Sometimes, the best thing you can do is simply take the next step, even if you don't know exactly where it will lead. As you continue on this journey, remember that growth isn't linear. There will be ups and downs. There will be moments when you feel like you've taken 2 steps back. But that's okay. Life isn't about perfection. It's about progress. And as long as you keep moving forward, even in the smallest of ways, you are on the right path. Another important thing to realize is that you don't have to go it alone. We are all connected. We are all part of something bigger than ourselves. And in our shared humanity, we find support, understanding, and inspiration. When you feel lost or uncertain, don't be afraid to lean on others. The people around you, your friends, your family, your community, are there to support you. You don't have to carry the weight of the world on your own. Life isn't about achieving a certain status or reaching some predetermined goal. It's about the richness of the experience. It's about the lessons you learn along the way and the person you become in the process. The goal isn't to reach a certain destination. It's to live fully, to embrace the journey, and to allow yourself to evolve. So, where do you go from here? How do you continue on this path? The first step is to simply embrace where you are right now. Don't worry about where you're supposed to be. Don't worry about what others think or what society says is important. The only thing that truly matters is what feels true to you. What do you want to experience? What do you want to contribute? And how can you make today a little bit better than yesterday? There will be days when the path feels unclear, when you question whether you're doing the right thing, when the weight of the world feels too heavy. In those moments, remember that growth doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. Be patient with yourself. Trust the process. Trust that, even when you can't see it, you are moving forward. Embrace the uncertainty. Embrace the challenge. Embrace the journey. Because, in the end, it's not the destination that matters. It's the person you become along the way. And as long as you continue to grow, to learn, and to evolve, you will always be on the right path. Keep going, and remember, every step counts. ChatGPT said, Part 3. As you walk through your life, you may often find yourself faced with challenges, moments of doubt, or uncertainty. But in the midst of these, there's a powerful truth that often goes unnoticed. Everything in life is temporary. That's right. Every situation, every emotion, every obstacle you face, no matter how big or small, will eventually pass. The key is understanding that this impermanence is not something to fear, but something to embrace. Imagine for a moment that you're standing at the edge of a beautiful river. You watch the water flow endlessly, moving with grace and ease. The river doesn't fight the rocks, it simply flows around them. It doesn't resist the current, it just moves forward. Life is much like this river. The challenges we face are the rocks in our path, but like the river, we can flow around them. The moment we stop trying to control everything, we begin to understand the beauty of just being in the flow of life. There are times when it feels like we are fighting an endless battle, whether it's with ourselves, our goals, or with others. But this fight often stems from a misunderstanding of life's true nature. We think we must control everything around us, shape every moment, make everything fit into our plan. But true peace comes when we learn to let go, not by giving up, but by surrendering to the flow of life. Think about the times when you felt truly at peace. Was it when you were fighting, or when you were simply being? When you were trying to control every moment, but allowing life to unfold naturally? It's in these moments that you experience clarity. It's in these moments that you're closest to your true self. You are like the river, moving forward without resistance, embracing what comes next, knowing that you are part of something much bigger than yourself. Now, I know that this idea of letting go can be difficult. We are taught from a young age to strive, to achieve, to fight for what we want. But what if I told you that in this constant striving, you're missing the most important part of the journey, the present moment? When we focus so much on the future or the past, we forget to truly experience now. We forget to experience the joy of simply being alive, of breathing, of living. When you are fully present, the weight of the world feels lighter. You begin to notice things you once overlooked. The warmth of the sun on your skin, the sound of birds singing in the distance, the simple beauty in a smile from a stranger. These small moments are not insignificant. They are the essence of life. And when you start to appreciate these moments, everything else begins to fall into place. But how do we find this presence? How do we become more aware of the moment we are in right now? The answer lies in mindfulness. Mindfulness is simply paying attention to what is happening in the present moment, without judgment. It's about fully experiencing each breath, each step, each word, as if it is the most important thing in the world. When we do this, we stop worrying about the future or dwelling on the past, and we begin to experience life as it truly is, beautiful, fleeting, and full of potential. There will be times when life feels overwhelming, when the obstacles seem insurmountable. But remember this, you are not alone. You are part of this vast, interconnected web of life. When one part of the web is troubled, the entire web feels it. But when one part is at peace, the peace ripples through the entire web. Your peace, your calm, your inner stillness can impact the world around you in ways you may not even realize. So, what can you do in these moments of overwhelm? Start by breathing. It sounds simple, but it's incredibly powerful. Take a deep breath in, hold it for a moment, and then exhale slowly. With each breath, you release the tension, the anxiety, the fears that have been weighing you down. As you breathe, you reconnect with the present moment. You remind yourself that you are here, now, and that is enough. Another powerful tool to use when life becomes overwhelming is gratitude. In the midst of challenges, it can be easy to focus on what's going wrong. But when you shift your focus to what is going right, you start to see the beauty even in the difficult moments. Take a moment to think about the things you're grateful for. Your health, your loved ones, the roof over your head, the simple fact that you are alive. Gratitude shifts your mindset from lack to abundance, from struggle to peace. It helps you to see the world through a lens of appreciation rather than scarcity. Remember, the power of the mind is incredible. Our thoughts shape our reality. If we focus on what we don't have, we feel lack. If we focus on what we do have, we feel abundance. If we focus on our fears, we attract more fear. If we focus on our dreams, we attract more opportunities. The energy you put out into the world is the energy you get back. And when you focus on gratitude, love, and positivity, you create an environment that supports growth, peace, and happiness. One of the most important lessons I've learned on my own journey is that we cannot change what we don't acknowledge. If we ignore our fears, our doubts, or our pain, we give them power over us. But when we face them, when we bring them into the light, they lose their hold on us. This doesn't mean we won't face difficulties. We all do. But it means that we no longer allow them to control us. We learn to move through them with grace and resilience, knowing that they too are temporary. It's also important to recognize that we are not our thoughts. Often, we get so caught up in our minds, thinking that every thought we have defines who we are. But your thoughts are just thoughts. They're not facts. And just because you think something doesn't mean it's true. When you realize this, you begin to distance yourself from your thoughts and stop identifying with them. You become the observer of your thoughts rather than the prisoner. In life, there will be highs and lows. There will be moments of joy and moments of sorrow. But it's important to remember that neither of these lasts forever. Life is constantly changing, and this is a beautiful thing. It means that no matter how difficult your current situation may seem, it will not last forever. And on the other hand, it means that the good moments will not last forever either. So enjoy them fully while they're here. So, how can we live a life of peace, joy, and fulfillment in this ever-changing world? We do it by embracing the present moment, letting go of our need to control everything, practicing gratitude, and learning to flow with life, just like the river. We face our fears, acknowledge our pain, and choose to see the beauty in every moment. We remember that everything is temporary and that we are part of something much bigger than ourselves. And most importantly, we understand that peace is not something to find out there in the world, but something that resides within us in the present moment, ready to be discovered. So, take a deep breath, let go of your worries, and step forward into the flow of life with trust, with peace, and with the knowing that you are exactly where you need to be. You are the river. You are the flow. The journey of self-mastery. Let's step into the quiet space of our mind for a moment. It's here, in the stillness, that the most profound lessons of life can be discovered. Imagine for a second, just for a moment, you were able to step back from the noise of everyday life, from the endless thoughts that often race through your mind. What did you see? What would you feel? Would it be peace? Would it be clarity? As you embark on the journey of self-mastery, you are not simply learning new skills or achieving goals in a conventional sense. No, this is much deeper. It's the discovery of who you truly are when all the distractions fade away. The journey is not one of fixing something outside of yourself. It's a process of uncovering the layers that have been built up over time. You are peeling back the false beliefs, the judgments, and the fears that have clouded your vision. And in this space of uncovering, you begin to see yourself more clearly than ever before. Self-mastery doesn't mean controlling every aspect of your life or forcing everything to go according to your plans. It's the ability to let go, to surrender to the present moment. It's the understanding that life is full of ebbs and flows, and your mastery lies in your ability to remain grounded, centered, and calm, no matter what comes your way. This takes time. It requires patience, discipline, and a willingness to trust in the process. There's no secret shortcut to self-mastery. It's not about instant results or quick fixes. Instead, it's about showing up every day, doing the small things consistently. It's in the moments when no one is watching, when the world is quiet, and it's just you with your thoughts. In these moments, your true strength is revealed. You see, self-mastery is the practice of observing your thoughts and emotions without judgment. It's about understanding that not every thought is yours to claim. Not every feeling needs to be acted upon. In the rush of daily life, it's easy to become swept away by the tide of external circumstances. We react without thinking, we allow others to control our moods, and we get lost in the noise of the world. But when you begin the practice of self-mastery, you learn to pause. You learn to take a step back and breathe, to take a moment to truly assess your situation before reacting. You gain the ability to choose your responses rather than simply react on autopilot. You begin to notice the things that trigger you, the things that cause you to lose your center. And rather than letting these triggers pull you off course, you start to respond differently. You understand that these triggers are not personal attacks. They are opportunities for growth. They are moments that invite you to practice patience, compassion, and awareness. The key to self-mastery is not perfection. Perfection is an illusion. Instead, it's about progress. It's about becoming a better version of yourself each day, even if that means taking small steps forward. It's the willingness to fail, to stumble, and to get back up again. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to practice your mastery. Every moment of doubt is an invitation to strengthen your resolve. As you continue on this journey, you may begin to notice that the world around you starts to change. You'll find that your relationships improve, your sense of purpose becomes clearer, and your inner peace deepens. This is the result of your inner work. When you become more self-aware, more grounded, and more present, the world around you shifts. You start to attract the things that align with your true essence. You begin to experience life with greater depth, with more joy, and with more freedom. But remember, self-mastery is not about achieving some final goal or destination. It's a lifelong journey. There will always be challenges, always be moments of doubt and struggle. But with each step, you become stronger, more resilient, and more at peace with who you are. And that is the true power of self-mastery. So, what does it mean to live a life of self-mastery? It means showing up for yourself every day, no matter what. It means being kind to yourself when you slip up and celebrating every small victory along the way. It means understanding that your journey is unique and that you don't need to compare yourself to anyone else. It's about trusting that the process of growth is always unfolding, even when it doesn't feel like it. It's about embracing the challenges, knowing that they are not obstacles, but stepping stones. With every challenge you face, you gain wisdom, you gain insight, and you become more connected to your true self. You start to understand that you're not defined by your circumstances, but by how you respond to them. Self-mastery is the art of living with intention, with purpose, and with authenticity. It's about becoming the best version of yourself, not by striving to be someone else, but by embracing who you already are, flaws and all. It's about being true to your own path, and trusting that with each step, you are exactly where you need to be. The journey of self-mastery is not always easy, but it is always worth it. It requires courage, patience, and a deep sense of self-love. As you continue to walk this path, remember that you are not alone. Every person you meet is on their own journey of self-mastery, and we are all connected in this shared experience of growth. So take a deep breath, trust yourself, and know that you are exactly where you need to be on this beautiful journey of self-discovery. To understand how to approach life with balance and mindfulness, we must first recognize that every moment is an opportunity. It's easy to get distracted by the noise around us, the rushing thoughts, the constant flow of information, the pressure of expectations. But true peace and wisdom come when we quiet the mind and simply pay attention to the present. It's about being aware of what is happening right now, without judgment, without resistance. Just being here in this moment. Life often feels like a race. We're constantly rushing from one thing to the next, trying to keep up with the world. But in doing so, we lose touch with the beauty of what's right in front of us. We forget to breathe deeply, to appreciate the simple joys of life, and to be grateful for the things we have. We can get so caught up in the future, always planning for what's next, that we forget to live fully in the present. To live mindfully, we must first understand the power of stillness. It may seem counterintuitive at first. How can stillness be powerful? How can doing nothing lead to anything meaningful? But stillness isn't about inactivity, it's about presence. When we are still, we can hear the whispers of our inner wisdom. We can feel the quiet pulse of life around us, the rhythm of our breath, the beating of our heart. In those moments of stillness, we can reconnect with who we really are beyond all the noise of the world. And once we begin to embrace stillness, we realize that it doesn't have to be something we seek outside of ourselves. Stillness is within us all the time, available to us in every moment. We don't need to go to a retreat or find a quiet place to experience peace. All we need to do is pause for a moment, take a breath, and come back to ourselves. This is where true transformation happens, when we stop running, stop striving, and just be. Mindfulness is also about simplicity. We tend to complicate things in life. We add layers of thoughts, emotions, and expectations onto simple situations, and that creates confusion and stress. But when we simplify our thinking, when we clear away the clutter, things become clearer. We begin to see things as they are, not as we want them to be or as we fear them to be. We stop overthinking and start living with ease. At the heart of mindfulness is the understanding that everything is interconnected. We are not separate from the world around us, but a part of it. The trees, the sky, the people, and even the challenges we face, they're all part of the same whole. When we realize this, we begin to approach life with a sense of respect and compassion, not only for others but for ourselves as well. We become more patient, more understanding, more willing to listen. This interconnectedness also means that everything we do matters. Each action, no matter how small, creates ripples that extend far beyond what we can see. When we live mindfully, we are conscious of the impact of our actions, our words, and our thoughts. We become more deliberate, more intentional. We don't waste energy on things that don't align with our values. We focus on what truly matters, on the relationships, the moments, and the actions that bring us joy and fulfillment. One of the most important things to realize on the path of mindfulness is that there is no destination. We are not working towards some end goal where everything will magically be perfect. Life is a journey, not a race. And the beauty of this journey lies in the process itself, in the small moments of growth and discovery that happen along the way. Mindfulness teaches us to be content with where we are right now, to be fully present in this moment, without constantly chasing after something else. But this doesn't mean we shouldn't have goals or ambitions. It simply means that we should approach them with a sense of ease and balance. We can work towards our dreams, but we don't need to let them define us. We don't need to tie our happiness to an outcome. Instead, we can enjoy the journey, appreciating each step, each lesson, each setback as part of our growth. The practice of mindfulness is a lifelong journey. It's not something that can be mastered overnight. It requires patience, discipline, and a willingness to face the uncomfortable parts of ourselves. But the rewards are worth it. The more we practice mindfulness, the more we begin to see the world with fresh eyes. We become less reactive, more peaceful, and more aware of the beauty that surrounds us. Life is full of challenges, and mindfulness does not mean avoiding those challenges. It means facing them with a calm mind, with a heart full of compassion, and with an understanding that even the most difficult moments are opportunities for growth. When we approach life from this place of inner peace, we find that the challenges we face become stepping stones rather than obstacles. We learn to embrace the ups and downs, the successes and failures, as all part of the same journey. But mindfulness also teaches us to let go. We hold on to so many things, fears, regrets, desires, grudges, and they weigh us down. We become attached to our thoughts and our feelings, and this attachment causes suffering. But when we learn to let go, to release the grip we have on the past and the future, we free ourselves. We become lighter, more open, and more able to experience life as it is. In every moment, we are offered the chance to begin anew. Each breath is an opportunity to reset, to realign, and to start fresh. We do not have to be defined by our past mistakes or our past successes. We can choose, in this moment, who we want to be. And the practice of mindfulness helps us to make that choice with awareness and intention. As we continue along the path of mindfulness, we begin to notice the subtle ways in which life unfolds. We become more attuned to the energy of the world around us, to the way the light changes, to the sounds of nature, to the moods of the people we interact with. We become more connected, more aware, and more present. And in that presence, we find a deep sense of peace. In the end, mindfulness is not just a practice, it's a way of living. It's about bringing full awareness to each moment, recognizing the beauty and the challenges that life offers, and embracing them with a heart full of love and acceptance. It's about being fully alive, fully present, and fully engaged in the dance of life. And when we live this way, we find that life becomes not something to endure, but something to celebrate. So, take a moment today to breathe deeply, to stop, to listen, to be. You're already enough, just as you are. And this moment, right here, is all you need. We often think that the path to inner peace or contentment is something distant and complex, something we must search for tirelessly. But the truth is, peace is not a far-off destination. It is right here, in the present moment, waiting for us to recognize it. Too often, we complicate things. We believe that happiness and peace lie in achieving specific goals, gaining material wealth, or securing status. But all these things, while they may bring temporary satisfaction, will not provide lasting peace. Peace comes from understanding the nature of life, letting go of unnecessary desires, and embracing the present moment. Each day, we are given countless opportunities to connect with the present. Yet, we often allow distractions to pull us away from this reality. The world is filled with noise, opinions, expectations, and demands, and it is easy to get lost in this chaos. But what happens when we step back from it all, take a deep breath, and simply observe? We begin to see things as they truly are. The busy thoughts in our minds settle, and we are left with clarity, calm, and a sense of wholeness. The path to peace begins with understanding that our minds are often filled with clutter. We are constantly thinking about the past or worrying about the future. But the present moment is all that truly exists. The past is gone, and the future has not yet arrived. The only thing that matters is the here and now. When we truly realize this, we are able to shift our focus from the endless cycle of thoughts and find peace in the simplicity of the present. It's also important to recognize that peace does not come from external circumstances. We often think that if we have a better job, a nicer home, or more recognition, we will finally feel content. But peace is an inside job. It arises when we let go of our attachments and accept life as it is. The world will always be changing, but our inner peace remains constant when we cultivate it from within. Life is like a river that flows constantly. There are ups and downs, calm moments, and turbulent ones. However, if we are always caught up in the currents, we will never experience true stillness. The key is to let go, to stop trying to control everything, and to simply flow with life as it comes. This does not mean that we stop taking action or setting goals. Rather, it means that we release the need to control every outcome and trust that life will unfold as it should. In our journey through life, we will inevitably face challenges and hardships. These moments may seem difficult or even unbearable, but they are part of the process. Growth often comes through adversity. It is during these times that we have the opportunity to practice patience, resilience, and acceptance. We do not need to fight against life's challenges, but rather, we can learn to work with them, to learn from them, and to allow them to shape us into stronger, wiser beings. Another aspect of peace is gratitude. It is easy to focus on what we do not have, what we feel is missing from our lives. However, when we shift our focus to what we do have, to the blessings we often take for granted, we begin to see the abundance around us. Gratitude has the power to transform our perception and bring us back to a place of contentment. By simply acknowledging the good things in our lives, we begin to realize that we already have everything we need to be at peace. Mindfulness is another powerful tool that can help us experience peace in our daily lives. When we are mindful, we bring our full attention to the present moment. This allows us to experience life more deeply, without the distractions of past regrets or future anxieties. Mindfulness teaches us to be fully engaged with whatever we're doing, whether it's eating, walking, or having conversation. By practicing mindfulness, we can learn to live more fully, without missing the beauty that is already around us. One of the most important lessons on the path to peace is learning to let go of attachment. We often become attached to things, people, or outcomes, believing that they are essential to our happiness. However, attachment creates suffering. When we are attached, we become afraid of losing what we have, and we create expectations that may not be fulfilled. Letting go of attachment does not mean that we stop caring about others or giving up on our dreams. It simply means that we free ourselves from a need to control everything, allowing life to unfold naturally. Another important concept is the idea of impermanence. Everything in life is temporary. Our emotions, our experiences, and even our physical bodies are constantly changing. By accepting impermanence, we can stop clinging to things and start appreciating them for what they are in the present moment. This awareness can bring a deep sense of peace, as we realize that nothing lasts forever and that we can let go of our attachments without fear. True peace also involves forgiveness. Holding on to anger or resentment only poisons our own hearts. When we forgive others, we free ourselves from the burden of negativity and make room for peace. Forgiveness is not about excusing someone's behavior. It is about releasing the hold that resentment has on our hearts. It is a gift we give ourselves, allowing us to move forward without being weighed down by the past. In addition to forgiveness, self-compassion plays an essential role in our peace. We are often our harshest critics, judging ourselves for our mistakes and shortcomings. But self-compassion teaches us to be kind to ourselves, to recognize that we are human, and to give ourselves the grace to grow and learn from our experiences. When we are compassionate with ourselves, we create a foundation for inner peace. Peace also comes from understanding the interconnectedness of all beings. When we realize that we are all connected, that every action has an impact on the world around us, we begin to treat others with more kindness, empathy, and respect. This awareness helps us to let go of self-centered desires and open our hearts to the well-being of others. The more we practice compassion and kindness, the more peace we cultivate in our own hearts. The journey to peace is not always easy. It requires effort, patience, and a willingness to look inward. But it is worth every step. As we grow in our understanding of ourselves and the world around us, we begin to experience a profound sense of peace that transcends external circumstances. This peace is not dependent on what happens in the world, but on how we respond to it. We have the power to create peace within ourselves, no matter what challenges we may face. Remember that peace is not something we must chase or strive for. It is something that we can cultivate in the present moment. It is not a distant goal, but a state of being that we can access whenever we choose. By letting go of our attachments, practicing mindfulness, and embracing gratitude and forgiveness, we can create a life of peace, no matter the circumstances. And when we live from a place of peace, we radiate that peace out into the world, creating a ripple effect that can touch the lives of everyone we meet. So, take a moment right now, pause, breathe deeply, and recognize the peace that is already within you. You don't need to go anywhere or do anything to find it. It's right here in the present moment. Embrace it and let it guide you on your journey. Life has a unique way of showing us how we are connected to everything around us. It is as if we are all part of one big universe, like a single thread woven into the fabric of existence. Have you ever stopped and wondered about your place in this vast and mysterious world? You're not just a person moving through time and space. You are part of something much larger. Every choice you make, every step you take, ripples through the world, creating change in ways you might not even realize. In life, there's no one-size-fits-all. Each person's journey is different, and yet we are all walking similar paths in search of the same thing: peace, happiness, and fulfillment. It is easy to get lost in the noise and distractions of daily life. But the truth is, the answers we seek are often closer than we think. They are found not in the chaos, but in the quiet moments between breaths, in the stillness of our own hearts. When you begin to embrace the present moment, something beautiful happens. You stop chasing after things that don't truly matter, and instead, you start focusing on what is truly important. This simple shift in mindset can change everything. It's not about what you have or where you are, but about how you feel and how you choose to experience each moment. Many people spend their lives seeking happiness outside of themselves. They think that happiness is a destination they must reach or a goal they must achieve. But happiness is not something you can find out there. It's already within you. The secret is learning to tune into your own inner peace, to listen to your heart, and to trust that the answers you seek are already there, waiting for you to discover them. One of the most powerful things you can do is to be present in your life. That means fully experiencing each moment, without worrying about the past or the future. So many of us are consumed with thoughts about what happened yesterday, or what might happen tomorrow. But when we focus on the present, we let go of these distractions and truly connect with what is happening right now. Think about it. How often do you find yourself lost in your thoughts, worrying about things that haven't even happened yet? How often do you forget to appreciate the simple joys of life, like the warmth of the sun on your face or the sound of birds chirping in the morning? These are the little moments that make life truly special, and they're available to us all, right here and right now. In fact, the more you learn to be present, the more you begin to realize that there is beauty in everything. Even the smallest things, like a quiet moment with a loved one or a peaceful walk in nature, can fill your heart with joy and gratitude. It's all about shifting your perspective and learning to see the world with new eyes. Sometimes we are so focused on achieving big goals or getting ahead that we forget to appreciate the journey itself. But life is not just about the destination. It's about how you travel. It's about the lessons you learn along the way, the people you meet, and the experiences that shape you. When you begin to embrace the journey, you will find that life becomes much richer and more fulfilling. And as you walk this path, remember that you are not alone. Everyone you meet, everyone you encounter, is on their own journey, facing their own struggles and challenges. By embracing the present moment and practicing compassion, you not only deepen your connection with yourself, but with others as well. The more you open your heart, the more you allow others to do the same. Life is not always easy, and there will be times when you face challenges that seem insurmountable. But it is in these moments that you truly grow. When things get tough, it's easy to feel overwhelmed or discouraged. But remember, these challenges are not here to break you. They are here to teach you. Every obstacle is an opportunity for growth, and each difficulty you overcome makes you stronger and wiser. In times of struggle, it can be helpful to pause and take a deep breath. Just breathe, close your eyes, and bring your attention to the present moment. Let go of the worry and the fear, and focus on the strength within you. Trust that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. You have everything you need within you to navigate the challenges of life. It is also important to remember that life is not about perfection. It is not about getting everything right all the time. In fact, it is the imperfections that make life beautiful. Each mistake, each failure, is an opportunity to learn and grow. When you stop trying to be perfect and instead embrace who you are, flaws and all, you begin to experience true freedom. Another key to living a fulfilling life is to cultivate gratitude. When you take a moment each day to reflect on what you're grateful for, you shift your focus from what is lacking in your life to what you already have. Gratitude helps you see the abundance around you. It reminds you of the blessings that often go unnoticed. It is a practice that can transform your life, bringing you more joy, peace, and contentment. And as you cultivate gratitude, remember to share it with others. Acts of kindness, no matter how small, have the power to make a big difference in the world. A simple smile, a kind word, or a helping hand can brighten someone's day and remind them that they are not alone. We all have the ability to make the world a better place, one small act of kindness at a time. Ultimately, life is about balance. It is about finding harmony between work and rest, between doing and being, between giving and receiving. When you learn to live in balance, you will find that everything falls into place. You will no longer feel like you are constantly chasing after something or running away from something else. Instead, you will feel at peace with where you are and who you are. And so, the journey continues. As you walk the path of life, remember that each moment is an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to be present. Embrace the challenges, celebrate the victories, and appreciate the simple joys along the way. Life is a beautiful, unpredictable journey, and it is up to you to make the most of it. Trust in yourself, trust in the process, and know that you are exactly where you need to be. Imagine, if you will, the vastness of the universe. Each star, each planet, each speck of dust floating through space is part of the same whole. But now come closer. Zoom into the smallest detail, to the very pulse of life that beats within you. Feel the energy, the connection, the rhythm that unites you with everything around you. It's easy to get lost in the rush of everyday life, isn't it? So much noise, so many distractions pulling you in every direction. But within this chaos, there is stillness. And within this stillness, there is clarity. You may think that to find peace, to find purpose, you must do something extraordinary. But let me tell you a secret. Peace isn't something you achieve by chasing it or by striving for it with all your might. Peace is already here, inside you. It's always been there. It's the quiet that exists beneath your thoughts, the calm that waits patiently for you to notice it. In your busy life, take a moment to pause, to breathe, to simply be. Can you feel it? The stillness within you, the calm that is waiting for you to recognize it. When you begin to live in this quiet space, something extraordinary happens. You start to see the world in a different way. You begin to notice the small things, the way the sunlight falls through the trees, the sound of the wind rustling the leaves, the way a single step can change the direction of your life. It's easy to overlook these moments when you're rushing around, but when you slow down, when you let go of the constant need to do, you begin to experience life more fully. And that's where true happiness lies. Not in what you do, but in how you experience each moment. Life has a way of presenting us with challenges. Sometimes it feels like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. But understand this. Challenges are not obstacles to be avoided. They are opportunities to grow. Every hardship, every difficulty you face is a chance for you to become stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. Instead of resisting the pain or frustration, welcome it. Sit with it. Allow it to teach you. In those moments of discomfort, you will discover a wellspring of strength you never knew you had. This doesn't mean you should seek out suffering or try to make life harder than it needs to be. No, life will bring challenges on its own. But when you face them with a calm and open heart, when you approach them without fear, you transform them. What once seemed like an insurmountable mountain becomes a stepping stone on your path. And slowly, over time, you begin to realize that the challenges you once feared are no longer sources of stress or pain. They are simply part of the dance of life. But how do we stay present? How do we keep ourselves grounded in the middle of all the noise and chaos? It starts with mindfulness. Mindfulness isn't something that requires special training or hours of meditation. It's simply the act of paying attention. Paying attention to the thoughts that come and go, to the sensations in your body, to the world around you. In each moment, be fully present. When you eat, eat with full attention. When you walk, walk with full attention. When you talk, listen with full attention. In this way, every moment becomes sacred. And when you begin to live with mindfulness, you begin to notice the magic in everyday life. The way a smile from a stranger can lift your spirits, how the sound of a bird's song can bring you peace, how the simple act of breathing can be a source of comfort. Life doesn't need to be extraordinary for it to be beautiful. All around you, there are moments of wonder waiting to be seen. Now, let me tell you about something very important. The art of letting go. We all have attachments. We hold on to people, to possessions, to ideas, to the past. We think that these things define us, that without them, we will lose our sense of self. But the truth is, clinging to these things only brings suffering. When you hold on too tightly, you forget how to be free. To let go doesn't mean to abandon or discard what you love. It means releasing the need for control, releasing the fear of loss, and allowing things to be as they are. Only in letting go can you truly be free. This is the paradox of life. The more you let go, the more you gain. When you release the grip of your attachments, you make space for new experiences, new relationships, and new possibilities. And most importantly, you make space for peace. You see, peace isn't something you find in the world around you. It's something you find within yourself. The external world may be chaotic, but the inner world can be peaceful. And when you cultivate that peace within, it begins to radiate outward. It touches everything you do, everyone you meet, and every situation you face. The Zen path isn't about achieving something outside yourself. It's about discovering what has always been inside. It's not about becoming someone else. It's about becoming the fullest version of yourself. It's about stripping away all the noise, all the distractions, all the stories you've been telling yourself, and simply being who you are in the present moment. You might wonder, how do I start? Where do I begin? The answer is simple. Start right where you are. Right here in this moment. There's no need to wait for the perfect time, the perfect conditions, or the perfect circumstances. The perfect moment is always now. All it takes is a willingness to be present, to embrace each moment as it comes, and to allow yourself to simply be. When you live in this way, life becomes an unfolding journey, rather than a race to the finish line. You begin to trust the process, knowing that everything you need will come to you at the right time. And even when things don't go according to plan, you remain steady, knowing that each moment is part of the greater whole. So, take a deep breath. Let go of any expectations. Allow yourself to be fully present in this moment. And as you do, you'll discover that the journey itself is the destination. The way is simple, yet profound. The path is right before you. You need only take the next step with awareness, with openness, and with trust. And in doing so, you will find the peace that has always been within you. I'll sit down, take a breath. Listen not just with your ears, but with your heart. I will tell you something simple, yet deep. It is not a secret. It is not hidden, but many people pass it by. You see, the human mind is like a monkey. It jumps from one thought to another. It cannot sit still. One moment it wants this. The next moment it wants that. It remembers pain. It fears the future. It regrets the past. This is the nature of the untrained mind. But do you know something? You're not your thoughts. You're not your fears. You're not your memories. You're something deeper. You are the sky, and all these thoughts, they're just passing clouds. The sky never chases the clouds. It never fights the rain. It simply allows it to pass. So why do you fight your thoughts? Why do you hold on to pain? Let me ask you something. When was the last time you just sat, silently, doing nothing, and felt peace? Not because something good happened, not because someone praised you, but because your mind stopped chasing. That peace is your true nature, but it is covered by too much noise. That noise comes from craving, from comparison, from always wanting something more. You think happiness is in success, in money, in being better than others. But let me tell you the truth. These things are like bubbles. They rise, they shine, and then they pop. If your peace depends on them, you'll never feel safe. Because all these things can be taken away. True happiness is not found outside. It is found when you stop searching. The one who is content, even with little, that one is rich. And the one who always wants more, even if he has a palace, that one is poor. People think meditation is difficult. They say, I cannot sit still. My mind runs. Of course it does. It has been running all your life. You never taught it to stop. Just like a child who never learns discipline, your mind has become wild. But with love and patience, even the wildest mind can become still. Start with just one breath. Close your eyes. Feel the air enter your nose and leave again. Just that. Do not try to control it. Do not try to force it. Just observe. That one breath can bring you back to this moment. And this moment is where life truly is. You see, most people are either living in the past or worried about the future. But the past is a memory, and the future is a guess. Only this moment is real. And in this moment, you are breathing. You are alive. That is already enough. But the mind says, no, I need more. That is the lie. Have you noticed how much energy you waste in thinking? Worrying about what others think of you. Trying to prove something. Arguing in your head. Judging others. Judging yourself. Always trying to fix everything outside, but never looking within. When you sit in silence, you begin to see things clearly. You start to notice your patterns. You start to understand your own reactions. You see where your anger comes from, where your sadness hides. And when you understand something deeply, it starts to lose its power over you. Awareness is like the sun. When it shines on the dark parts of your mind, those shadows begin to melt. But be gentle with yourself. You don't have to change everything in one day. Even the tallest tree began as a seed. Your journey is your own. Walk it slowly. Breathe. Watch. Learn. And keep returning to the present moment. Let me tell you something important. Forgiveness is not for others. It is for you. Carrying hate or anger in your heart is like drinking poison and hoping the other person suffers. When you forgive, you set yourself free. And the same is true for self-forgiveness. Many people carry guilt like a heavy bag. They think they are not worthy, not good enough. They punish themselves every day in silence. But listen to me, no one is perfect. We all fall. We all make mistakes. The wise person learns, grows, tries again. That is enough. Life is always moving. Seasons change. Rivers flow. Trees grow and fall. Nothing stays forever. So if you're in pain now, know that it too will pass. If you are happy, enjoy it fully, because it too will change. Do not cling to either. The real strength is to remain centered no matter what is happening around you. To be like the mountain, calm, still, unmoved by the storm. This comes through practice, through understanding, through watching yourself again and again. The world outside is full of noise. Phones buzzing, news shouting, people rushing. But inside you, there's a quiet place, a still lake, a silent temple. Go there often. Sit, rest. You do not need to explain yourself there. You do not need to prove anything. Just be. And when you come out of that silence, you will find that your eyes are softer. Your voice is calmer. Your heart is lighter. You will walk through the world, not to fight it, but to flow with it. That is the path of peace. And remember this, no one can walk it for you. You can listen to wise words, you can read books, you can watch 100 teachings. But unless you stop, breathe, and turn inward, nothing will change. The journey to truth is not about adding more. It is about letting go of anger, of expectations, of false ideas, of fear. What remains is simple, Buddha, free. You already have everything you need. You just forgot. Now, sit for a moment. Don't rush to the next thing. Let these words settle in you like quiet rain on thirsty earth. Close your eyes, breathe, and come home to yourself. In this journey of life, sometimes we find ourselves lost in the complexities of our thoughts, caught in the whirlwind of external distractions. But what if, in the midst of all that noise, we could find a moment of calm, a moment where everything slows down and all that matters is the present? This is where the practice of mindfulness comes in. Living in the now, appreciating each breath, each movement, and each moment as it comes. Imagine this. You wake up in the morning, the world's still quiet. You stretch your arms, take a deep breath, and feel the peace that surrounds you. But as soon as you start your day, your mind races. It begins to replay all the things you need to do, the tasks waiting for you, the worries that have been with you for days. It feels overwhelming, right? And in that moment, you might forget that you have the power to slow it all down. You see, mindfulness is not about eliminating thoughts or stopping the world around you. It's about learning to be aware of what's happening in the moment without judgment. It's about acknowledging your thoughts, accepting them as they are, and choosing not to be controlled by them. When you practice mindfulness, you start to live life in a way that is deeper, more present, and more intentional. This practice doesn't require you to be perfect. It doesn't need you to sit in a silent room for hours or to completely clear your mind. Instead, it's about small moments of awareness scattered throughout your day. It could be something as simple as noticing the way your feet feel against the ground as you walk, or taking a moment to pause and appreciate the warmth of the sunlight on your skin. These moments are the foundation of mindfulness, and they're available to you all the time, everywhere you go. When you begin to practice mindfulness, you'll start to notice changes in the way you respond to situations. You might find that you react less to the things that used to frustrate you. Instead of letting anger or stress take over, you pause, breathe, and respond with clarity. It's like having a little space between what happens and how you react. And in that space, you have the freedom to choose how to respond, rather than being a slave to your emotions. Mindfulness also brings you closer to yourself. In the rush of life, it's easy to forget who we truly are. We become so caught up in our roles, our tasks, and our expectations that we lose sight of what really matters to us. But when you practice mindfulness, you start to reconnect with your inner self. You begin to hear your own voice, the one that's always been there, just waiting to be heard. You'll find that the answers you've been seeking, the peace you've been craving, and the joy you've been longing for were always within you. It just took a little quiet to hear them. There's a beauty in simplicity. The more we try to complicate things, the more we lose touch with the truth. Life doesn't need to be filled with endless tasks or achievements to be meaningful. Sometimes, the most meaningful moments are the simplest ones. The sound of birds singing in the morning, the laughter of a friend, the smell of your favorite meal. These are the things that remind us of the beauty of life, of the things that matter most. The truth is, we are all part of this vast, interconnected web of life. And when we practice mindfulness, we start to feel that connection more deeply. We see the world as it truly is, full of wonder, full of life, and full of potential. And in that moment, we realize that everything we need is already here, right in front of us. We don't have to chase it or search for it, but try to find it. We just need to be present, to be mindful, and to let life unfold naturally. This doesn't mean that life will always be easy. There will still be challenges, obstacles, and moments of difficulty. But with mindfulness, you will face these challenges with a new perspective. You'll have the strength to navigate through them with grace and calm, knowing that each moment, no matter how difficult, is temporary. And no matter what happens, you will always have the power to return to the present moment, to breathe, and to find peace within yourself. It's important to remember that mindfulness is a practice. It's not something that you master overnight, nor is it something you can achieve once and then forget about. It's a lifelong journey, one that deepens over time. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes, and the more it transforms the way you experience life. It's like learning to walk. At first, it's awkward and uncertain, but with each step, you gain confidence, and eventually, you walk with ease. And just like any journey, mindfulness requires patience. Don't be discouraged if your mind wanders or if you struggle to stay present. This is completely normal. The key is not to judge yourself for these moments, but to gently bring your attention back to the present. With time and practice, you will become more attuned to the present moment and less entangled in the distractions of the past or future. One of the most powerful aspects of mindfulness is its ability to transform the way we interact with others. When we are present, we are more attentive, more compassionate, and more understanding. We stop rushing through conversations or listening with an agenda. Instead, we listen with an open heart, fully engaged in the moment. This kind of presence builds stronger, more meaningful relationships where people feel truly heard and valued. In a world that constantly pulls us in different directions, mindfulness offers us the opportunity to come back to center. It's a chance to reconnect with ourselves, with others, and with the world around us. It's an invitation to slow down, to breathe, and to remember that life is not a race. It's a journey, and every step you take in mindfulness brings you closer to the peace and clarity that you seek. So, in the midst of your busy life, take a moment to pause. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and simply be. Let go of the need to do, to achieve, or to control. Just be present. Just be here. The world will keep moving, but in that moment, you'll find a stillness that can't be disturbed. You'll find a peace that's always been waiting for you. And in that peace, you'll find everything you need. Mindfulness isn't about perfection. It's about being human. It's about embracing the beauty of each moment, with all its flaws and imperfections. It's about living with intention, with awareness, and with a deep sense of gratitude for the gift of life itself. And when you live this way, you begin to see that every moment is enough. Every breath, every step, every smile, every conversation, it's all enough. Because it's all part of the beautiful, intricate dance of life. And when you're present, you can truly appreciate the gift of each moment. As a Zen master, I often find myself reflecting on the deeper meanings of life, on how we move through this world, how we breathe, and how we interact with others. Life is not about searching for some distant, unattainable perfection. No, life is about the small, quiet moments. It's in the pauses, the silences, and the stillness where the truth of life is often revealed. In this journey, we often find ourselves struggling to find peace or balance. We try to organize everything, control every aspect of our lives, and yet we feel restless. We search for happiness, for success, for fulfillment. But let me tell you something. What you are searching for is already here in this moment. It's not out there in some future goal or faraway dream. It's here, right in front of you and within you. You see, life doesn't need to be complicated. We tend to complicate things with our thoughts, our desires, our expectations. We want everything to be perfect, but perfection is an illusion. It doesn't exist. What exists is the present moment, and that is where you will find your peace. The truth is, the more we let go of our need to control and force things, the more we allow ourselves to simply be, the more we will experience true peace. You don't need to chase after happiness or success. Instead, you need to stop running. Take a deep breath and simply be. Accept the present as it is. Every day is a new opportunity to practice mindfulness. It's not about changing your life in one dramatic shift. It's about small, simple steps, just being mindful of your thoughts, your actions, and your feelings. Notice them without judgment. Observe them with curiosity. Let them come and go like clouds in the sky. Don't get caught up in them. Just let them float by. Sometimes, we get frustrated with ourselves. We feel like we should be doing more or achieving more. But remember, the key to true peace is not in doing more. It's in doing less. Let go of the pressure you place on yourself. You are enough, just as you are, in this very moment. Life doesn't require you to be perfect. It simply requires you to show up and be present. Every breath you take is a gift. Every step you take is a gift. You don't need to search for meaning. It's already here in the simplicity of your life. When you stop searching, you will find that everything you need is already within you. You don't need to go anywhere or do anything. You just need to be present. The world outside may be chaotic, but within you, there is calm. The key is to find that inner peace and hold on to it, no matter what happens around you. Life is like a river. Sometimes the water flows smoothly, sometimes it's rough, but it's always moving forward. The trick is to learn to flow with it. Don't fight the current. Let go, and trust that life will carry you where you need to go. In the end, it's not about achieving some grand goal. It's not about becoming someone else. It's about becoming more fully yourself in every moment. It's about embracing who you are as you are right now. You don't need to change anything. Just be yourself and let the world unfold as it will. When you live in this way, you begin to see the beauty in everything. The way the sun rises in the morning, the sound of the wind through the trees, the warmth of a smile from a stranger. These small moments are what make life so precious. The beauty of life is in the present, not in some future or past moment. So I ask you to stop. Stop rushing, stop striving, stop searching. Take a moment to simply be. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and feel the peace that is always available to you. Life is not a race, and you don't need to keep up with anyone else. You only need to walk your own path at your own pace. And when you do, you will find that the path is not as hard as you once thought. It's not filled with obstacles and struggles. It's filled with moments of stillness, of clarity, of peace. If you can learn to embrace these moments, if you can learn to live in the present, then you will have discovered the greatest secret of all. True happiness lies in simply being. Remember, you are not here to prove anything. You are not here to achieve some external goal. You are here to experience life, to breathe, to live in the moment, and to be present with yourself and with others. This is the essence of Zen. It's about living in harmony with the world as it is, not as you wish it to be. So, take this moment to reflect. What are you holding on to that no longer serves you? What expectations are you carrying that weigh you down? Let them go. Let go of the need to control, the need to perfect, the need to prove. Let go of the desire to be somewhere other than where you are. Just be. Just breathe. And in that breath, you will find everything you need. There's no rush. You don't need to get anywhere. Life is already unfolding exactly as it should. Trust in that. Trust in yourself. Now, as you move forward in life, remember this one simple truth. The present moment is all there is. And in that moment, you will find peace, joy, and fulfillment. The path is not difficult. It's simple. The key is to let go, to be present, and to embrace life as it comes, without resistance. Live this way, and you will discover that everything you seek has been inside of you all along. Thank you for being here with me today.